So I'm live. We ready? Hi everybody. Good. I've got already a load of people in. I've got a load of people on the comments, but I've only got one watching. Okay, I'll just put up the people that's been saying hello. Maybe they've gone, I don't know. Yo. Stuart. It is Stuart, isn't it? I just got to get that right. Okay, so we've gone right in now. 25 watching. Yep, I can see it all coming in now. Wayne's coming in is good. Okay, guys, I'm not going to keep pressing everything because I'm going to miss something. So I've had a couple of questions that were asked for me to do since last week. But before I go into that, I just want to say a big thank you for all the people that's funded me over the past couple of weeks. That is a big thumbs up. And I've got to say thank you to Diane, Robert, Roger, Keith, and somebody called Said. They know who they are. I most appreciate that. So anyway, I'm going to get on with these questions, guys. Now, if I do miss a question from the comments, I don't mean to. It's just I'm trying to mess about with all this. It's still quite new for me. But the first question was from Biased and Blinkered. He's asking, after 4 years of having been able to see most of Mercia, etc., would you choose a different place to live? Question mark. I.e., there is a place up in the hills, maybe, or you didn't know about, etc. Okay, so I'll be quite honest to that question. I can't believe the place that we've picked. And to be quite honest, I'm really happy where I am. I can't think of anywhere else at the moment. I suppose, yeah, if I had loads of money, then I probably would have gone back down to Malaga way. There's a lovely area near Fingarola that I love, but I couldn't afford that. So, yeah, maybe I would have moved down there. But to be quite honest, there's a fantastic community here. It's got everything that I need. Yeah, okay, so for an old person, yeah, maybe for a younger person, maybe, yeah, it's better down south. But for me, I'm really fitting in here where I just love it. So hopefully that's answered the question. I'll just put up a couple thingies here as well. My next question was from Tony and Tina. Is it better to go, right, what it is it's probably going to, I think I saw Stuart on there. He's probably going to be better answering this question than me. What they were asking, is it better to go to the bank that repossessed, or does the agent charge a little extra when they're trying to sell it? I think what he's getting at is that he's obviously seen a property on the market that's a bank repossession, and he wants to know if he can deal. Is it better to deal with the bank, or is it better to deal with the agent? I think personally, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. Obviously, the agent's going to get a bit of commission from the bank. But I think personally, either way, you've got to be a bit careful. Usually with bank repossessions, what they don't tend to say is if there's any hidden costs, like debts on it. Even though, it might be going really cheap, there might be some debts that haven't been paid on it, be it from the builder or from maybe a community, if it's on a golf resort or something like that. So I would obviously make sure that what they tell you is the total price and not, yeah, okay, this is the price, but we forgot to add on all the debts on it as well. I mean, some of these repossession jobs can have some quite sufficient debts on it. So Tony and Tina, I hope that's answered your question. And Stuart just said, yeah, best to deal with the bank. So I would say, yeah, it's probably better to deal with the bank. Right, hang on. I just seen something then. I've got to get that up. Sean, what was the most difficult aspect about the move? Anything you would done different? That's right. I've got the beer tonight, guys. It's a hard one, that, Barry, because obviously we sold our property in the UK. I think one of the biggest things is we didn't need to bring over half the stuff that we bought over. We bought over like a shipping container, and I think personally we could have just got half of that, really, because obviously the place that we bought come fully furnished. Now we didn't really think of that, really. I just presume that when you buy a property, most people would move their stuff with them to the next property. It seems here they don't. Most people seem to have it fully furnished and move into another property that's probably fully furnished. So yeah, one would have been the removal costs, and we got stung a bit because the sale of the property, and there's nothing we could have done, was right at the end of the year, right on Christmas nearly, and the company that we wanted to use, they couldn't deal with it because it was just too late, and we had to have it stored in the UK and then shipped that way, so that was an extra cost. But I think it's something you've got to add in your costs, really. But other than that, no, I don't think anything else would have been different, really. I think we've still done the right thing. Obviously, in our circumstances, if we had the money, we probably would have kept a property in the UK, but we wasn't in that aspect, really, because we still had a mortgage and we wanted to clear the mortgage. It is a little bit of a risk, so we just sold up and moved there, and yeah, thankfully it all went well. Hang on, let's put another one up. Is it that hot, Billy, really? Oh, here's another one. I've just got something. I'll just call this. Is there anything? Well, I think the only major difference is between Campbell and the country club is the country club pay a community fee. Now, I know on Campbell there are a couple of private areas. God, I can't think what they are called now. If Dave was on here tonight, he'd better tell what they are, but I don't know what they are. Vinny, I just seen Vinny then. Yes, out of the fridge. That's it. Now on campus, so there are some what I call like golf properties. Hang on, I'll just put that question back up again. There are some golf properties on campus, so the Monsoras, I think I'm not very good at the words, even the English words. And they do pay a community fee, but mostly on campus, so they don't pay a community fee. Whereas on the country club, they do. Now the country club, it's very nice. It's very nice. It hasn't got as much. Well, it hasn't got any. It's got a community pool, sorry, and it has got a bar, and it has a market and things like that. But it's not hasn't got all the commercial buildings. That's what I'm trying to get at, like the doctors and the supermarkets and things like that. But I think at the end of the day, all I can say is you've got to come and have a look yourself. There's no point in me saying what's the pros and cons. Everybody's got a different opinion, and I think by you coming and having a look yourself, because people always ask me, you know, what's best. And I just can't say. I can't say, yeah, you know, live on A, live on B, live on D, or live on the country club. It's what you feel that you're happy with. That's where I see it. If you go to a place, you see the villa that you love, no matter where it is, really, that's where you're going to live. So I would say that. Hang on, there's another question here has come up. Are they building any more sectors at Colditz? No. I mean, they were obviously back in 2000 and I don't know, 2003, when the money was coming out of their pockets. They was going to build another 2 sectors, but obviously when the money ran out, they stopped building it. And it's like a lot of places around, a lot of the golf resorts on the Murcia region. Some of the golf courses never got finished. Some of them open, but not enough people moved into them. It's not just Camp de Sol. There's lots of places around Murcia in the same boat, really. But yeah, Right, what else we got? Oh, got Stuart again now. We got Steve saying they're coming out in October now. Okay. I just see Marcus. Nice to see you, Marcus. I've got Steve who's selling his property in the UK. So obviously he's looking for somewhere to rent, obviously after June. Now I believe at the moment, it looks like all guns are going now for July here in Spain. Looks like you've heard probably on the news that the EU's want to open up the borders again. So it looks like probably even mid-June, maybe the earliest. And no doubt Ryanair, EasyJet are already putting down all the cheap flights. I've just seen a question there. As far as I know, Stuart, they are open. I believe Corvera is open as well. I don't know about incoming flights from other places yet. It might be just for internal flights, but I'll be honest, I'm not 100%. But as far as I know, the airports are still open, but obviously there's hardly any traffic coming in. And I just got a question there from Bibu. What about property prices start dropping? As far as I know, I haven't seen any price dropping yet. I have seen, obviously, on the internet, obviously there are some places that are supposedly dropping their prices, obviously trying to get a quick sale. But I would still say it's best to, Steve just said they're not that cheap. I can quite believe that, I suppose. I would imagine, I'd love to see use a drone down here in Malaga, but just away from restrictions. Hang on, I've just got another one there. Oh, hang on, I've got another one. Hang on. Like I said before, you've got to come here and have a look yourselves, really. Yeah, I think the main reason why A and B, the prices are probably look a bit more expensive, only because the amenities are there. I mean, for me, I just walk across the road. Within a minute, I'm in the shop. I can go in the bar. Obviously, the further you go out, you're going to need some sort of transport, and that's like most places. But so I'd always say, don't think about the prices. That you've got to have a look at the property you want to see. I'm just trying to. I got missed on that. What's that one? Missed it. Hang on. Did I see that one? Oh yeah, got that. I saw another question up here. I missed it. Right. I think I'll get Stuart to answer that one. Okay. Hang on. Good evening, all. Have you got Kev? Kev's popped in. Hello, Kev. Nice to see you. All right. Any before? Well, as far as I know, obviously the Camposol Fiesta, which was end of August, that's been cancelled. So I can't say about any festivals yet. Now there's a big one in Cartagena, which is the big Roman thing. That's a massive festival that goes on then for about 2 or 3 days. No, I'm not even sure if that's been on. We haven't heard nothing more yet about that, but always worth checking week by week. And I always say, check out Stuart from Spain Speaks. I watch his videos every day now because things are changing all the time here in Spain. It seems things have picked up. Hang on, I've got something else there. Will you ever get this? I can't answer that question. Now we've got, I think we have got a counsellor on D called Silvana. She's a lady that you've got to keep sending emails to because obviously she's the counsellor for Camp the Soul, and just keep on their backs. Now there's an app now that you can download through. I haven't got it on me at the moment, but there is an app, the Mazaron Council app, that you can send messages to, especially if you've got mosquitoes and things like that. Obviously, the street lights is something else that you need to get sorted. Hang on, just saw another one there. Yeah, I can safely. Well, the bars and restaurants have been open for. This is the second week now. Now this week, because we're in phase 2 in this part of Spain, you can actually go in the bar now. Obviously, you still got your space in. You can only have so many, and people were sitting outside. Now, I think I did my update video last Saturday. Last Friday, and I showed some clips on there, so check that out. But yeah, the bars are open now and the restaurants. And I think, as far as I know, this week, it looks like all the bars and restaurants are open now. They're not fully open. You know, they've got a 50% capacity. Yeah, but things are going up now, which is good. So what's that one say? Oh yeah, that's the app, the Mazaron Council app, that if you download that will put you, I believe also there's an English bit on there, so you can do it in English, and they should reply back to you. I know my wife's contacted me a few times. I don't know. That's a good question. That I mean, obviously they've done a lot since this outbreak. You know, I've been going around disinfecting things, putting out. Obviously, got to pay for the police, and I don't know about the military. Maybe that's done by the government, but yeah, I would imagine, you know, because Spain's not that well off in money, is it? So I think we can safely say some services will probably be cut. No doubt, we're going to find out more in the year about things like taxes and our prices going up, but we just have to wait and see. I've got a question there. How are you? Yeah, we're fitting well. We're coping. I mean, thankfully, I think the past 2 weeks, the weather has changed. As I did a video a while back, the light switch's been pulled. The sun's there. But today was such a bizarre day. This morning I got up. I went down to our local nursery. I was doing a video today in blue sky. And then must have been about 2 o'clock, the storm come over. And it just, Frank, and it just went black, lightning, thunder, it rained, and then by 4 o'clock, it'd all gone. You wouldn't even known it had rained. It just happened so quickly. Right, before I forget it, because time goes so quickly when you're gassing away, and answer those 2 questions. Now, guys, if I missed something, I'm sorry. It's just I can't watch everything that's going on. I try and click on things, and I try and keep up to date. But what I'm going to do in a minute, I'm just going to put on a couple of video clips, and I'm still getting used to this. So I'm going to put up now this is going to be Saturday's video. It's a property that I've done for Vinny from Other World Properties. It's a one. Welcome to Another Place in the Sun. Properties by Other World Properties. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom property. It's a Victoria style villa on A. Okay, now I can't keep calling you Xbox, but I'm not going to remember your name anyway. I know that. Anyway, is there a grid solar power an option within Campusel? All I can say on that question is there ain't many solar panels at all on Campusel, and people keep saying, yeah, you can get solar panels now, but to me, I think it's just a big expense. Now, just outside where I live on A, they've built a huge solar farm. I'll be bringing out a video in a couple of weeks' time when they finished it. It is massive, but unfortunately, it's got nothing to do with Campusel. But I would imagine in the coming years that the areas around Camperstone and other areas, it looks like the farmers are probably going to see that by having the solar farms is going to pay them a lot better than growing lemons and oranges and that. So no doubt in the coming year that solar power will be becoming a lot more popular. But at the moment, I mean, I've been flying my drone over loads of places around Mercia. And all you see really is the water heaters. And to be quite honest, I just think they're a waste of time myself. But some people that got them say they're not. But to me, I just don't see the point of it. So I can't answer that question. But I'll go back to the comments because I'll just tick off the comments. Yeah, things are going well. Now, I believe yesterday there was 2 new cases in Mazaron itself. I don't know when they put up this information. It's very vague when they say Mazaron. Now, do they mean the province or do they actually mean Mazaron town? Now, the other week there were some field workers that had it. I think there was 10 of them. They put them straight away to quarantine them. So yeah, they're on top of it at the moment. Thankfully, things are looking a lot better here. I've just seen Stuart put up a question there. I think what it is, I can't even pronounce that word. The main electricity company in Spain seems to have the main hold on it. Now, even they're starting to do solar power. Now, obviously, I know further down south, there's a lot more wind power down there as well. There's some wind power. I can't even say the word turbines, whatever you want to call them. There's a few here, even though it's very windy up here as well. So I think because this part of Spain is what I say is still sort of farming area. Hasn't been hit by the tourist industry really. But as you go further up near Alicante, Valencia, yeah, it's a lot more built up there. But down this part, it's very quiet. So maybe that's why we haven't got all this fantastic new technology. Yeah, it's not going very well, is it, Steve? I know. I do watch it. Yeah. How is the Indian restaurant camp? So what restaurant types is on? Right. Now, I believe we've got 3. We've got the Quality. Where I live across the road, we've got the Gateway. And I think there's another Indian. Well, I can't, because I'm not a great lover of spices. So that's probably why I'm not being very good on the Indian restaurants. Even though, I have to be honest, the one across the road, the Indian one, now, when it's because theirs just opened up this week, and always the dog walkers, we always go there for a coffee in the evening and have a good old chat. But yeah, I'm not a great lover of Indian food, but I know there's a lot of people who are. Well, that's it. Vinny's just come out of it. Spice filler, yeah, that's the one. Right, hang on, I'll just get this one. Well, Mark, I'm glad you're loving it there. I mean, I do love going up to Condado. I'll be honest, I'm going up there tomorrow morning to fly my drone. I haven't been into the shopping area yet, so I'll be interested. I think I'll probably pop in there next week and see how that's going. But yeah, lovely place, I must admit. And the golf course, now it's been taken over by GNK, I think, own 3 other golf courses. They put a lot of money into that golf course, and it's looking good at the moment. Well, it was looking good before the lockdown got into it. Yeah, I think, Baz, to be quite honest, way things are, if you asked me this last week, I probably would have said, yeah, for 1 minute they're saying the tourist industry won't be coming back until next year, and then suddenly the next day they're on about July opening everything up. Now they keep saying this other word, the new norm. Now, I think the new normal is going to mean that we'll still be keeping the space. We'll still have to be wearing the masks in places. I think what the news and the newspapers, you know, are still waiting for this second spike as well. At the moment, things are looking. I mean, there are still new cases going down with it. It's like it's not totally been eradicated, but it's a lot less. This is the main thing. So I would say, yeah. I mean, obviously, just keep watching every day because the news. I mean, and I always say, watch Spain Speaks by Stuart. He brings out videos every couple of days, and even he says it's changing all the time. And I would say, yeah. And I noticed Ryanair and EasyJet are putting out flights every now and again. So keep at it, Baz. Hang on, I just got one there. Yeah. Hang on, what's this one? Yeah. Well done, Marcus, you're top man. Okay, I'm going to put up another video now, guys, just to keep on your toes. This is welcome to our place in the sun by Otherworld Property. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom Rosa type villa. Okay, good question there. I'll be honest, Mohacker is, yeah, a fantastic place. I've driven down there a couple of times to do some abandoned places. There's some fantastic abandoned places down Mohacker way, but it is a lovely area. I didn't realize Mohacker, the actual main town, is up on the hill, but the actual beachfront, there's some lovely buildings down there. I'm not too sure about price, but yeah, if you're coming down to this way, check it all out. Get as much as you can in. Don't just look at one little area. Yeah, check it all out. All right, hang on. I've just got one here. What's the local town? Yep. Now, our local town, Maveron. Well, obviously, I'll go down a lot because it's where our town always is, where we pay our car tax and where we vote. They've got a nice Saturday market there. I suppose I mainly goes down in the port. Now, the town is totally separate to the port, even though you got the Mazaron port and Mazaron town. To me, they're totally separate because there's like what I class as a big gap. And I usually go down to the port mainly because it was where the sea is, you know, and you got the beaches down there. But yeah, the town's very nice. You know, it's well looked after. And what we got here? As far as I know, Chris, as far as I know, I mean, I haven't been over to be a lot recent, well, except the other day, I should say. As far as I know, everything is opening up again. I mean, I've got a feeling that maybe I did hear chatting to somebody, I'm not going to say who, but I did chat to somebody, and I think there's a couple of places that obviously have felt the pinch of the money. Because if you're self-employed, you pay a fair old whack. But as far as I know, all the restaurants have opened up again. I've got to put that up. Yeah, I like the old budders. Hang on, let's get this one. I don't know. I can't answer that question. So I'm going to put up another video because what's the time? Oh, it's all right. We just done half an hour, but I'll put up another one. Now this video is coming out next Thursday. So in today's video, we're on another walk around Camp Purcell. I called it the House on the Ridge. put that back up now. I'm sure he's got a place out there, isn't he? Old Dominic. I bet he's got quite a few places. He seems he's got quite a few places in the UK he pops to. Did I say hello to you, Keith? I see Keith's popped in. Nice to see you. I think Rob's popped in. Oh, Rob's trying me out in the Spanish again. Keep trying, Rob. I'll be getting there. Robert, that's a good question. Was it easy to adjust to Spanish life? I would say, I think personally myself, I think the first year when you're here in Spain, when you actually sort of live, starting to live here, you still feel like you're on holiday. We used to go down the beach every day, in the afternoon. We'd get the deck chairs and we'd sit on the beach. The dog would mess about. We'd go over to the bar. Yeah, it's like being on holiday. And I think the second year you start to settle in, and obviously adjust. I mean, you do have to adjust, and one of the adjustments is obviously in sort of late July, August is the heat, because it does get hot. And I think personally, this is my own preference. I think if you do buy a property, get aircon. Don't suffer. Don't just rely on a little whirly fan. Get some aircon. You come here to enjoy your life, So you've got to spend some cash out. Get the aircon on. Now in the winter, yeah, there's another adjustment. I think this year we've had a really long winter. I think it sort of dropped by about November, and then sort of it just dragged on. It won't get like you go outside and you get icicles on your feet sort of thing, but it is cold, and especially these properties on campus are not insulated, guys. Now, I'm not saying that's the same everywhere in Spain, and I don't think it is. There is a lot of properties around Spain that are properly insulated, but these are not. So during the summer and the winter, they get hot and cold. So that's another adjustment. I think another adjustment, obviously, is the language. I thought the languages would be a lot easy because my folks moved out here 30 years ago. They were speaking it quite fluently, but I think mainly because the only reason they speak it was that well was because where they lived, there was nobody that could speak English. Whereas obviously here now, everywhere I go, they speak English. But I'm not saying that the Spanish do. If you go down to the town, or you go down to where the big shops are, even the youngsters, either they're a bit like us, they're a bit frightened, a bit embarrassed by trying to say English words. So thankfully, Google Translate on your phone is a great aid. But yeah, I don't think it takes too long to adjust to Spanish life. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're talking about with the lockdown, obviously here, I don't think anybody is expecting this what to expect, really. Even I have to admit, at sort of end of last year, in the beginning of January, I thought, oh, it's only, what are you going on about? It's a bit like flu or something. But I think by March, you suddenly realised, it's a bit more serious. And obviously, as it went on, and I think now we've adapted to adjusting to it, really. Look, I mean, I've never worn a mask in my life. And then now it's second nature. I go across the road, I put my mask on, I put the gloves on if I'm going into the shop. You use the hand gel. You try and keep your distance. I think it's going to be hard later on for if they do start opening up the festival. I don't think I want to go to a market for a while yet. I think I'd rather wait off. I mean, thankfully, where we are anyway, it is quite open. I can just go up to your Spooner. I won't see anybody up there. So that's probably what I'll be doing. I'll be going back to what I used to do, going out exploring where I don't see anybody anyway. So hopefully I'll be all right. I've just seen Baz put a question there. Yeah. Now the ITV, which Baz is on about, which is like an MOT. Now, obviously, they backdated all this because obviously once the lockdown come in, all those sort of things were just delayed. And now that the ITV stations are back up and running again, so it might be a good idea to contact your solicitor and find out the dates. I think they've actually extended it right up until November, but I would check on that, Baz, just to make sure. I think, yeah, I can't, I don't know what it is. If you go on to the Citizen Advice Spain, that's a very good site. There's a good chance you'll probably be able to find it on there or somebody on there. Now, yeah, I think that's probably a good option is check that Citizen Advice Spain and ask a question on there. And they should, I know there is a website that you can actually book it. And I'm sure you can check it. And I believe also you can pay your car tax these days. Yeah. Flies and mosquitoes are a pain, but to be quite honest, I lived in Dorset and we had the same problem. There are things, I bought out a video last Friday where we bought a sachet you put into like a container of water and it smells like rotten fish and the flies will go for it. It's not going to get rid of every fly. The mosquitoes is another thing. I mean, with the mosquitoes, you just got to make sure that around you, especially if you got plants and things like that, anywhere that water can collect, a mozzie will take it over. So it's sort of an ongoing thing. Obviously, like you said, farming areas where you got fruit and things like that, yeah, that does bring it in as well. This is why I will suggest about when you guys come out looking for property, come out in the summer, come out in the winter, different climates. And obviously, during the hot season, you're going to see the mozzies and the flies. And usually, if you've got a place that's got lots of flies, it ain't going to change the next year. So, yeah, just bear that in mind. Good question as well, really. Hang on then. Right. Yeah, it is, Dean. It's my lifesaver. Right, Malcolm's saying, when you drive around video on D, I will give you a street name. I'll be honest, street names, when people ask me where they live on anywhere on Campersale, doesn't mean, I mean, I just about remember, because where I live, I'm on sort of two roads. And when people say, you know, down the road or something, I don't know the name of the roads. And what's a bit more confusing on Campersale is sometimes you got a house number and you got the plot number. And some people give their plot number instead of their house number. It can get confusing. Now I've got it over there, but I've got a street map. That's a big help. Do you think non-resident taxes will go up? I would like to say no, but yeah, I mean, I think we can safely say the amount of money that Spain has spent, and they've already just started this minimal wage thing here as well, and they're asking, well, where they get the money for that? So no doubt, non-resident tax will go up. You know, I can't say that, can I? But I would imagine it would do. It's not a huge amount. Well, it's not, to me, it's not a huge amount, I don't think, but yeah, I would have said, I could quite safely say we know that we're going to get tax increases, and obviously with the Brexit as well, things probably going to change a little bit, but we just have to wait, won't we, and see how things are going. Yeah, Marmignor. I've been down there a few times, obviously doing the golf resorts. Another built-up area, but a lovely area as well. So, yeah, check it all out, Steve. There's some interesting places down there as well. And obviously, the one good thing is the road You know, the road infrastructure is very good. You can get about so quickly now in Spain. So, yeah, I mean, I had so many plans to do this year. I wanted to do all the golf courses and sort of look more into Murphy itself. But now with this, it sort of put me back a bit. And I had other things already lined up, which I'm just starting to do now. And today I've done the nursery. Now, I planned to do that nursery back in March. So I'm just starting to catch up on that. So things probably won't happen until probably well after August. But I will keep going. Right. In your earlier videos, you didn't have an English mate couple with you, but not in your recent videos. Any reason? An English mate? Don't know. I can't answer that one. I mean, I know if you're talking about the drone stuff, that's a little bit different. But I don't tend to go out with anybody normally other than the dog. You can't call me dog. Robert, I can't answer that question only because when I know for a long-term rent, I think it's anything from 3 months and upwards. And I would imagine, yeah, you could probably rent a lot longer. I can't really answer that question because I only rented. When I first came here, I rented for 3 months only, but by the first month, I already found a property. So I would imagine you can, because what a lot of people do here is they come over in the winter months to rent, and then they go back to the UK during the summer months. So yeah, I imagine you can, but I can't say 100%. But hopefully Stuart might come in on that one. So Rob's come up with a good one. I think what I like about this, guys, is, I mean, I can't answer all your questions, but I know other people that have been here a bit longer than me. They can help out as well. So, and I know some people said they can't see the comments. Now, I know when you're using Google Chrome, it does seem to disable things. So if you can't see your comments, go check in your settings. I don't know what it is, but I know there's something in your settings can block your comments, just for those people that can't see these comments. Yeah. Well, yeah. I used to go out for Steve. Obviously, we used to do the 2 Phantoms, and we've just moved on, really. So, yeah, I mean, and also with the lockdown, I haven't been out, but I've met up with a Spanish guy now called Antonio, and because of this lockdown, everything's just fallen to pieces. So we're sort of getting back into the rhythm again. That's probably it, Griff. Yeah, my wife gets bit to hell with the mozzies, whereas even though today she showed me this weird thing. It's like a plastic bracelet around the bottom of her leg. It smells, and she said it works. It's indicating mozzies off her. But maybe if I smothered myself in Marmite. And something else I did say to somebody the other day, because they was asking what things you can't get in Spain. And Marmite is brought out like a Marmite peanut butter thing, which sounds fantastic, but I haven't seen that here yet. Yeah. Now, this is obviously something else I wanted to do a lot more because I think because I've got nothing written down. I think it's GNK. Now they're running 4 golf courses in the Murphy region. They're very well looked after. Now, Jackie, I haven't seen Jackie tonight, but she lives on the tour, and I always thought the membership thing was really expensive, but it's not that expensive really when you work out for the whole year. And I think she paid €800. Obviously, that's just for herself. But if you're playing golf every day, I mean, the usual standard fee for playing on the golf course is about €50 for a resident. For a non-resident, we're nearly talking about €100. But if you buy a membership thing, now I know also that there's syndicates as well, which is even cheaper. But obviously, because of what's happened recently, I haven't got out. Right, David's asking, I'm thinking to offer one of the two long term. There are two Rebecca, two types. What are your thoughts about renting long versus short? Well, all I can say on that, Dave, is obviously a long term rent's going to be cheaper. If you're doing a short term, it's going to be a lot more expensive. It's going to be a bit like if you're on a holiday. I can't say about price and that, but I would say if you're thinking about renting first, I'm taking it on about you want to move out to Spain, but a lot of people, and I still suggest that you rent first to make sure it's for you, and obviously make sure your partner's with you as well, because you got to think about your other half as well, and make sure it's for you, because some people don't like the heat. It can get a little bit unbearable. So you just got, I can't say really, but yeah, I would say that a long term is a better option, mainly because it's cheaper. But if you don't want to be stuck in one place, maybe say you want to go on you rent on you're not too sure, so maybe you go over to D, so then maybe you go for a short term. Yeah, Robert. I mean, I'm just across the road from what I call a mini supermarket run by Alan. We get fresh bread. Now, another thing I like about Spain, I don't know, I can't say maybe it's the same with all of Spain, but one thing I have noticed is whatever's in, be it lettuce, tomato, they seem to use that in season food. Whereas obviously back in the UK, you could buy anything from all around the world. But here in Spain, I mean, I know you can go into the bigger supermarkets and get things from all around the world, but mainly the markets obviously sell what's in season. And it is lovely and fresh. I'm not a great fish lover nor meat lover, but there's a huge selection of meats and things like that. Yeah, it's fully eatable, and it's really enjoyable food. Well, yeah, that's a good one there, boy, Steve. As long as you don't light up around you, so it don't burn you. Oh, hang on, did I miss one? Thank you. This is what it's all about. It's about helping each other out, really. I mean, when I come here, you just got to learn it all. Any advice on the Tour of Record? Not really, Barry. I've been up there a few times, but not a lot to make any sort of remarks about, really, other than it's obviously a huge expat community. But it's another lovely area. It's obviously anywhere that's near a beach is a lovely area, really. And I've said before, it's got a fantastic road system. And when we go and visit one of our sons that lives up in Lyon in France, and we get onto I think it's the A7 that goes right up through Barcelona. Yeah, I mean, all I can say is you've got to have a look yourself. It's no good relying on guys like me, and you've got to have a look yourself, because sometimes you can see a video and you can see some photographs and it looks fantastic, but until you're there actually seeing it, feeling it, then you know that it's for you. Baz, top man. Yeah, I haven't got any San Miguel in yet, unfortunately. I've been trying to keep away from what I've got. This is Budweiser, which I think is the same, really, myself. I think it's a disguise. Not everybody can. I mean, to be honest, I don't like golf. Well, I don't like golf. I don't know how to play it. But yeah, it's for some people, it's probably cheaper here than it is back in the UK. Right, you heard about the Tesco's. Now, it's not a proper Tesco's, but even though all the stuff inside the shop is Tesco products, I think it's called British Supermarkets or something like on the outside. But it's only about, I don't know, about 20 minutes. It's down at the port of Mavron. I mean, the ludicrous thing, we got Lidl, Aldi, we got Mercadona, we got Cost Savers, whatever one is. Yeah, I mean, I think we're so lucky here to have those sort of places now accessible to us. And we even got, can I say it? We got Burger King. Yeah, I mean, it's a lovely area all along that coast. I mean, when we was looking along the east coast, we stopped off at Valencia. That's another huge expat area, and it is a lovely area as well. I think what the thing is, once you arrive at a place, this is for you. I mean, we come right down here past Camp Sol. We went right down to the port, and we stayed at a campsite. And I went and took the dog for a walk in the morning. Sun come up, and I went back to the wife and I said, you know what, I love it here. And we decided this is where we wanted to live, in the Mavron area. And then obviously we looked around and found Camp Sol, and that's how we ended up here. Right, somebody just asked about what's the vets. Yeah, the vets are very good. Now on Camp Sol we got 2 vets, one on A and one on B. This is one I take Bonnie to. It's upstairs on A. Very good. On virtually, I can just walk in there and they deal with Bonnie straight away. Whereas I know when I was in the UK, I had to ring up and book an appointment and then get your bank balance out and pay a vast fortune. Here it's a lot cheaper. Also, if the vets is closed, they got another vets, like a 24-hour emergency thing down in the port. And as far as I know, they're very good. Now, if you watched my video today about nasty surprises, I mentioned about the caterpillars, and that is a big concern here, especially for dogs, because they can kill a dog. But the vets are very good, and whoever vets you use, they're ever so good with animals. Yeah, very good. Right, hang on, I've got one here. That's not so good, is it? Throwing it away. So see, Harvey's coming straight away. Top man, Harvey. We got to get out flying, me and you. I'm reading that. I ain't got a clue, Rob. I'll be honest, Rob, I'm not a great beer drinker. I don't hang around the bars, so I can't really say that. If you watch my vids, I'm a tea man myself, but yeah, I would imagine you can. Yeah, I'll be very surprised that you couldn't. No, you know what? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6 drones. But saying that, I mustn't lie. I did fly my Phantom 3 Advanced one day down near one of the mines, and it flew off. And thankfully, the next day, my wife found it. That was the only time I nearly lost my drone. But thankfully, never had a problem yet, and I'm still flying that drone. So yeah, it's still going well. I'm going out tomorrow morning to do a bit of flying. I think, well, here anyway, Chris, I think the community spirit has always been here. I think a lot of people, obviously a lot of the older folk, I mean, I'm old, folk and I, but there's a lot of people older than me, you know, well into their 80s. And I know Alan across the road, the shop, he's been doing free home deliveries of food and that. I don't think the community spirits have been broken here yet. Obviously, Camp Soul holds a festival every year. That had to be cancelled mainly because of funding, because obviously they to pay for these festivals, it costs money, and they've been used to do weekend trips and stuff during the week. Well, that had all been cancelled, and because of the money. But no, I've still fantastic community, and I mean that's another reason why I love it here. Hang on, I just think. Cheers. The main thing, guys, as long as you're enjoying it, that's the main thing. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's not for everybody standing in front of a camera. I thought, you know, to me it's quite easy, but I know for some people it's they feel a bit awkward in front of a camera. And my missus even though my missus used to be a teacher, standing up in front of people, she's a little bit shy. Yeah, I mean, and also I do need a second person from a camera, but I'm sure we'll get on with it. Hang on, RV, I'll private message you. I'll be going about 7 o'clock. If it's 7, so I'm just having a chat here. I'm going at 7 in the morning with Bonnie the dog over to the Condado. If you want to come, just give me the thumbs up and I'll send you a message later on. No, Frank, not down here. It's one. I mean, I have got a fan down here, and I'll be honest. If I had the fan on, I don't think you'd be able to hear me. And I'm wondering how long I can carry on doing this later on in the summer. But we'll see how it goes, guys. But yeah, I'm hoping to keep on doing this for every couple of weeks. Hang on, I've got somebody else here. I've got. Okay. What's the best restaurant on Camp Soul? Paul, I can't answer that question as well. I tend to eat on the Condado personally. But what I do like going to is Liz's Cafe on B, because that's my first place of port. When I first arrived there, I went to Liz's Cafe. They do a lot of homemade cooking, and that I would say is, to me, but it's not really a restaurant. It's more of a cafe, isn't it? No, very true. Right, I'm just going to see what I got. I forgot. Oh, hang on. Have I got? No, I haven't done my banners tonight. Okay, I'm all right. So I'm just checking what I've got left to do. Go back in the comments. Okay, RV, top man. Best paella? I don't like it. I know, obviously, I mean, in this area, especially down in the port, they love their seafood. So I would, I'd imagine most of the Spanish restaurants do paella, but I don't like it. I don't like all those fishy bits that are in it. I'll be honest, I'm not a great, even though we have the, what you call these other things that they do. Can't think of it now. You get those snacky things. I could do an outside thingy, but I might disturb the neighbours. Yeah, so Richie knows that one. Liz's Cafe, yeah. And also, Liz's Cafe do a fantastic, I haven't tried it myself. Okay, guys, it's time to, that's it, tapas. Yeah, they do a fantastic tapas. I love them. But anyway, guys, it's time to say goodbye. I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. Now, I'm going to be back on, I think it's 11th of June, which is 2 weeks Thursday. Yeah, burgers for Sean, says Steve. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. I'm just going to put up my farewell bit, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Thank you very much.